Hi guys, I'm Stephanie.
I'm Pieter-Louis.
Welcome back to Legend and Lore, a world tour. Today we're traveling high into the mountains of Catalonian, Spain. Picture this. A crumbling stone village, abandoned since the 1950s, shrouded in mist. The silence here isn't peaceful. It's heavy, unsettling, as if the walls themselves remember. This is La Mussara, a place so strange that Spanish newspapers have called it the ghost town where people disappear. La Mussara was once a humble rural hamlet tucked into the mountains of Tarragona, Spain. First recorded in royal documents as far back as 1173. It endured for centuries, its people carving a life from stony slopes and vineyards. But survival here was never easy. Water was scarce, the soil unforgiving, and the wind that swept across the heights seemed to carry a chill even in summer. After World War II, the village struggles deepened. Farming became grueling, and when the phylloxera plague ravaged its vineyards, the community lost its most vital source of income. Families began to drift away, seeking better lives elsewhere. By 1959, the last residents abandoned La Mussara, leaving behind crumbling homes, a collapsed church tower, and whispers that the town was deserted, not just out of hardship, but out of fear. What remained wasn't simply a ghost town of stone walls and broken roofs. In recent decades, curious hikers and paranormal explorers began weaving strange stories into the silence. The fog here doesn't just roll down the slopes. It grips your body, wraps your senses of time. Some say hours stretch into minutes, or vanish entirely.
So we're talking about a town now. La Mussara is a town. It's not an entity. It's not a.
It was a town, yes.
So we're going after
Well,
the town
technically
now.
it's still...
So
It's not a town,
we
it's
do
an abandoned town.
So we now do vampires and ghosts and towns.
Hey, you picked this topic. Now you're all of a sudden going...
No, I'm just.
I asked you told me, listen, let's look at La Mussara. I was like, what the heck? And I tried to find what demons ghost, and this is what I got. So this was your pick.
So we're doing towns now. Okay. No,
This
it's
is your fault?
Let's see where this is going. I've heard about it. I've listened to a podcast about it. Well, a specific something or someone in the podcast. I didn't know the whole village is weird.
Demon or something. It's literally the town. This legend is around the town. It's not like there's a demon or something. Well, not that I picked it up so far.
Was this the town that was underwater?
No.
That's not that
I'm
one.
aware of, no.
I remember something I read about a town being underwater where the graves came out.
No.
Oh, not that one.
No, this is not anything like that I'm aware of. This is literally just a town that, because it wasn't close to fresh water and anything like that, they struggled to keep it basically going. So it was just too hard to try and live there. They had to travel too far just to get basic stuff there, just to try and farm. Obviously, you need fresh water to be able to farm. Well, water, they couldn't.
Okay.
So anyway, Enrique Martinez Ortiz, a 37-year-old mushroom hunter who went missing in La Mussara in 1991. He simply vanished into the fog, no trace found, except his basket abandoned on the path. It was as if the mist swallowed him whole. Locals claim this isn't an isolated story. Others have vanished too, often under bizarre circumstances, reinforcing La Mussara's sinister reputation. So the one thing about this is Enrique Martinez wasn't alone. He was there with a bunch of people that were mushroom farmers, hunters, bunch of them looking for mushrooms, and he alone vanished. So his story is on record. The others that they're talking about, that they say he's not the first one, I couldn't find records of them. But Enrique Martinez vanished on this island, well, it's not an island, I think it's just a town. He vanished there, and till today they couldn't find him. They don't know what. He was behind them, and the next moment he wasn't.
I think this might have been. I think Enrique Martinez Ortiz was the guy, the podcast I listened about. It was about him and his story. Obviously, a lot of it was made up, but it is, like I said, he just disappeared.
Yes, he literally just vanished. He was with them, and the next minute he was gone, and they couldn't find him.
Apparently, he became strange. First it was strange. He kind of got foggy-minded and went ahead of the people. And then I know there's a lot of something about a stone. Is there something about a stone?
I'm getting to the stone now.
Yeah, I
I
remember something
don't
about a
think the
stone.
foggy mind was true. I think that's the part they make up. I'm pretty sure
Probably,
you
yeah.
listen to Mr. Ballin if you're talking about stuff like this. Because they like
not-
to
yeah.
change it into a story. I didn't see anything about him becoming weird, or I didn't read anything about that. They were just literally, that's what I read up about on the few accounts I read and listened.
Yeah, and apparently, specifically, he was last seen next to the church. But like you said, now the church was a fallen steeple, so the church doesn't actually exist anymore.
There's a church, but no, it's not a church anymore. The
Okay.
bell is missing, but it still rings randomly without a bell. So
Well,
it
that's
is-
always nice.
Yes, so
That's-
it is creepy, and I'm not sure. I don't know the complete outlay of the area, so I'm not sure. It sounds small, so I don't know. It feels to me like they should have been able to find him quickly. I know they sent like huge searching teams to find him, as in he was supposed to be found, and nobody found him.
But have you ever found like sometimes people just just disappear in the weirdest places and the circumstances?
Yes, but I don't know if I imagine this place. Like I said, I didn't actually. If I picture this place, it feels small to me. Obviously, it was a town, but it was still a small town. So it feels to me if you send in hundreds of police officers and search and rescue and everything which they did, they should find him. Dead
what
or
I-
alive.
So what I see is a lot of ruins. There's not much going on. So I'm on Google Earth.
Yeah, so that's a town. Basically, the town is run down.
There's basically nothing. There's a lot of nothingness here. It's run down. There's ruins, but there's no roofs. There's nothing that has anything.
If I understand correctly, there's one thing. It's like an inn. I
There's
actually
a couple
put
of
here.
inns nearby.
It's Refungu La Mussara. Is an inn that's on there.
Refungo de la Mussara. Yeah, there's an inn. Yeah.
I put a link there for you on Facebook where you can just quickly see a little bit about it.
But the rest of it, there's nothing, and it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
And,
7. So the remnants of 6 buildings. It's not big.
That's what I'm saying. So it's weird that they couldn't find him.
This might be at 10 meters, 100 meters by 100 meters at most. So that's
I don't want to make it up, but the thing is, you can remember that maybe the buildings is just in the middle, and maybe there's still a lot of place to go looking. I
think
don't
there's
know.
a lot of forest around it. It looks like forestiness around it.
Especially if people go out there to like go for mushroom hunting. I'm guessing there has to be a bit more forest around there.
Is this a mining town? What was this? It was a farming town.
Farming town,
Farming town. So
yes.
there's no mine
No.
shafts for the guys to fall into.
Fall. No, I also thought, but no, there isn't. And I mean, the rock that we're getting to now is just a rock. It's not something you can fall down. And the inn owners, apparently, at one account, they asked the inn owners, do they feel creepy vibes or spirits or get lost in time? And they said no, they don't. They don't feel that at all. But then again, if they live there, I'm guessing they won't realize 6 hours went missing in the day. They'll just think it was a quick work day or a...
Look, it looks amazing on Google. What's a 360 thing? Street view. You can see everything.
Send it to me, I also want to see
I'm going
it.
to send it to you.
Anyway,
I'm going to put it on,
So,
on there.
here's where it gets strange. The part about Enrique. Some locals speak of La Piedra del Six. The sixth stone is basically what it means. A monolithic rock said to be a mystical portal. One that doesn't lead to another town, but to another dimension entirely. There's also cases where they talk about ending up somewhere in America, I think, which is like hilarious because obviously I think you'll know that faster. I'm guessing if you end up somewhere in, I think they said America. I'm talking under correction here, but they basically said it ends in a different country, and I'm pretty sure if somebody goes through the rock and they end up in America, they're gonna make it head news because I don't have a passport. I'm here. I went through a portal.
Well, if it went to America, sure, but if it's another place in Europe, nobody really cares.
Well, you'll know.
You'll know, or they're going to say you're crazy. There's a lot of stories about people like time warping, time shifting.
But anyway,
Not a lot, there's 2, but yeah, anyway.
So, people describe feeling as if they've crossed into another world. A sudden shift in atmosphere, overwhelming silence, or seeing landscapes that shouldn't exist. Everything looks weird. One chilling tale claims that a group of hikers found themselves in a completely different place after walking through the misty patch of the ruins. When they retraced their steps, Mussara had shifted around them, as if they had briefly stepped outside reality. So they didn't know where they are all of a sudden. So
how big is Spain on drugs? This does sound kind of maybe something. They ate a plant that they should not have eaten.
I'm pretty sure. Why do I feel like all the drug lords should be in Spain now? Isn't it?
No, Spain is in Europe. I think you're thinking about, well, also speaking Spanish, but like the South America, so it's Spanish countries that speak Spanish and Portuguese.
I'm thinking movies.
It is not the same. Same language, different country.
Okay,
different
my
continent,
bad.
Different part.
Don't come for me.
Another side of the world. Anyway, but I understand. I was confused about which is which. I'm still getting to terms that Spain is in Europe. I always thought. Anyway.
Okay. So other reports include phantom lights hovering near the church, unexplained sounds of bells ringing, though no bell remains, like I said earlier, and unsettling sense of being watched. Paranormal investigators who have visited Mussara often report electronic disturbances, drained batteries, and audio anomalies on recordings.
Obviously, because there's always.
Always.
Oh, the battery drained. Oh, weird. Electronic disturbances. Do you think they ever take like the devices home and just switch them on at home and then find electronic disturbances at home?
I'm pretty sure they believe wherever they are is haunted, but I'm not going to go there.
I'm not for them. I'm not against them. Maybe there's something to it, but yeah, it's always when you say the paranormal activity, people are just they found electronic anomalies. Yes, it exists. There's a lot of magnetic stuff happening in the world,
especially in the earth itself. Anyway, there are whispers too of electromagnetic interference. Radios crackling, equipment warping near the TV antennas where Enrique disappeared. UFO enthusiasts have even traveled here, drawn by rumors of odd lights near the mountain ridges. Is it possible this abandoned town is something more than forgotten ruins? Could Mussara really sit on a fracture between our world and another? Or are the vanishings the tragic result of dangerous terrain, hidden caves, and disorientation in mountain folk? The mystery lingers, refusing to be explained away.
From what I saw on Google Maps now, Google Earth, you can go to that link. There's a lot of cliffs. So imagine being there at night because obviously you want to go, I don't know, be the brave guy going out in the middle of the night into the fogginessness.
One
because
of the
it's creepy
accounts
at
they
night.
were saying they drove down there at night. Why would you drive down to a creepy place at night? I just
well,
don't
people
get
do
it.
that, and it's amazing to some people. But yeah, I'm thinking there are cliffs, there are caves. It is foggy. Let's say that these people that went to go look at said stone or go look for paranormal activity go there in the fog at the night, and they have probably taken something. Not saying they were under the influence of something.
No,
but
everybody did not smoke mushrooms.
Yes, but let's say they did have 2 beers or more. Obviously, if I'm going to go do this at night, I'm going to have a couple of beers more than I should have. Just because going out at night, it's party time. Anyway,
Look, I
look at
agree.
it. So what if you fall down there? Maybe you fell. I mean, a lot of the hiker stories and this stuff, like...
You're forgetting something. If you fall down something, somebody's going to notice you.
Not always. That's the thing about, look...
And if you fall, you scream. They were right next to he was right behind him. Or right in front. I
Don't
think
always
they
scream.
said he's behind him.
Some people don't always scream. Like a lot of the hiker stories, people fall down cliffs.
I'm pretty sure
and they
you
don't
hear the
find them
splat.
for like 15, 20 years.
But they're normally not with them.
Yes, but what if, let's say, guy had said beer and went, I'm going to go play hide and seek, fell down.
No. Remember, if I understand correctly,
there's
this was
ways
like a
about it.
morning hiking, let's go find mushrooms. It was a
Apparently, no, this was apparently they went for the stone. If I'm not
No,
mistaken
these
about the
people
story.
went for mushrooms, not for the stone.
Okay, they went for mushrooms.
There is actually, so apparently I don't know why I didn't put it in here. Apparently the legend is if you jump over the stone, so you have to go there and then you jump over it, you jump into a new realm. So apparently if you jump over it, then you end up somewhere. So I don't know why anybody would think it's funny. Some of these mushroom hunters did jump over it. People think it's funny to jump over it. I can see that you'll get lost because they talk about the fog that all of a sudden comes in, and it's where it sits. It apparently is always foggy and it's really dense there. So I'm not exactly sure why people would want to go there if it's always like that.
But where is this
I can see
stone?
yourself getting lost. I can literally see yourself getting lost down there. Let's see if I can get a picture of it. I really can see yourself getting lost there. But also the fact that he just disappeared, I believe there's something into that. So my question is, what realm and where did he go? Is it like going to Hello Heaven, or is it literally another dimension? That's what my question is. Picture. I'm just quickly looking for a picture of the stone. They always just put pictures of the church. Wait, there's. I'm pretty sure you're not jumping down there because I just see the cliff.
No, it's really beautiful. I don't mind going there. Let's go to Spain.
I actually want to go to Spain. I think
Go to
there's
Spain.
quite some.
We go to Barcelona, go snowboard, and then we go to La Mussara.
Okay, I'm just
Sounds
gonna
like
go in daylight. I'll stay at the inn. It looks interesting.
With the
don't
whole parallel universe and realm or shifts in space and time,
Why would there not be a picture of the stone? Yes, sorry.
I don't think the stone exists. I
No,
think
there's
it's
definitely a
imaginary.
stone. I don't know why not. Maybe it just looks
Like I
like
said,
a stone.
what I heard about the guy was about the stone. They all sat around the stone and kumbaya or something.
They were next to the stone when he disappeared. They don't know.
Oh, were they next to the stone? I heard it was next to the
No, he was behind them
Oh.
and they were walking past it or jumping over. They were at the stone.
Oh, so the stone should then be by their church. Allegedly. Hey, there's a video or something here. Anyway. I'll go back to where we were. There is stories of people allegedly time jumping or space jumping, or
Yes, I've heard of that.
there's a lot of them, especially around Bermuda Triangle. Not that that's a big thing.
Bermuda Triangle, they disappear completely. They don't jump in time.
Okay, but remember, Bermuda Triangle is a name that they gave to something that's normal. Just because it has a name now, they made it something. They if you take any 3 points in the ocean, there's more ships lost in that triangle than in the Bermuda Triangle. They just called it the Bermuda Triangle. That means if you take let's say you draw a line between Scotland, England, and one of the Scottish islands off of Scotland, and call that the Scottish Triangle, there will be more lost ships there than the Bermuda Triangle. It's weird. It's just because everybody called it a name, it became infamous.
No, there's
No.
a specific space where it's.
Yeah, well, they call it the triangle, and they say a lot of things went missing there, but just as any other way else, else in the ocean.
No,
It's
there's
not-
a
it's
specific
not-
space.
No, but it's not more than anywhere else. It's just because we gave it a name. People say, oh, no, so no. Now this is the Bermuda Triangle, it's creepy. Any place is creepy.
It's because more ships went missing there than anywhere
No.
else.
No, it's exactly the same average as the rest of the ocean.
I have to read up about this because.
I'm going to make you read up about it. It's one of
Okay.
those things I know. But anyway, space and time. Like a lot of pilots on the Bermuda Triangle say they lost hours, jumped hours ahead, jumped hours back. Like went from the Bermuda Triangle to the other part of America in 6 minutes. Stuff like that, you do hear about it. And I used to have a theory. And I think that this is more into the parallel universe world. Is what if there is a gap in some places in the world. Like I said, a lot of, especially in forests and places that went abandoned suddenly. Because what if there is gaps in some places on Earth? Some places that do have more
It's like a black hole
like a black hole. And it does take you,
to a different time zone.
because I'm no
Or different
scientist, but
realm.
I'm pretty sure that you do. Time can, in theory, we don't know how, but time can bend. Don't know how, but it should. Anything can, can't it?
Anything's possible.
That's why stuff like this happens.
Yes, I'm not. I'm always a believer in most of this stuff. I believe it's possible for them to jump into a different realm. My question is, a lot of them say they end up in a different part of the island and not in a different realm. So I don't know if you literally go through and then you end up a few hours later, so you just go missing for a few hours and you end up on a different side of the island, or what's the idea there? Or if they actually end up in another realm and then when they get back they forget about it. Like amnesia, because like Men in Black with that thing that they put in front of your face and now you have to forget everything, something like that, just without the person doing it. Just when you go through the portal, your memory wipes.
But let's get back to reality again. What if some places just have the fogginess to it? What if it's something in the air? What if it is just like a natural drug that...
I don't want to say a drug that makes you...
Yeah.
I think then everybody would feel that, not some people.
Because like I've always told you when we take the kids to the swimming, when I go there, I get tired. I don't know why. It's just exactly there, that space.
Swimming lessons. The swimming sounds
swimming
weird.
lessons. Anyway, when I get there, I get tired. I can be as
Of course
happy
you'll
and
change
awake.
this into...
Yeah, well, I'm just saying it could be. What if there is something that makes you tired in specific
Your
areas?
brain.
In some areas more than others. What if this is an altitude thing? What if this is an elevation thing? You go into somewhere and then you just feel
Now there's
foggy.
a difference driving for and changing altitudes and just going to swimming lessons.
Yes, but
That's
what if it's something bigger than that?
very close, technically speaking. No.
Back to La Mussara. Was there anything about a witch?
No,
Or something
I
about
honestly
a graveyard or grave?
I didn't find anything like that, but I did focus more on the island. But I did look for. I googled what else is there on the island. I didn't see anything. I can do it again and see if I find
No, I'm
something
looking
now.
for the Witch of La Mussara because again on the Mr. Boland podcast they did speak about. I think they spoke about a witch.
Are you sure
Something
it was
about
on
a witch in the
Mussara?
grave. The reason La Mussara went. Something about. Sure, one of the wars that happened there, but this is Spain. They had lots of wars.
La Mussara basically after the Second World War, it ended into a ghost town.
You get back to people listening to us googling
Which can
again.
appear. I don't see anything. I just see the stone. Mystery 4, gateway to another dimension, unexplained disappearance. La Piedra del 6, which is the stone. Haunted church, the church of something is also mentioned.
So there's a pot. There's a.
Oh, and they were talking about satanic imagery that you can see there. And then obviously it turns
because
into satanic.
people like to graffiti stuff, especially kids.
Yes, and then, it's possible that they can go down and do rituals and stuff. You never know.
So there's an
It's
article that's not free
deserted, creepy.
on Forbes sites. They speak about the. I'm gonna say, where was it now? Oh, the internet is slow. Give me 1 second.
So the Carlist hideout, a different historical legend, states that a Carlist leader was buried in a cemetery and a group of his liberal enemies, unable to find his grave, symbolically shot the coffin of an old woman, Boranda, in a fit of hatred. So I did not actually find this the previous time, and this is, AI overview. So let's see, because I did actually Google and say what other legends are. I don't know why I'm now finding this one. Let's see if it says more. I don't see more about it. It just gives me everything that we already talked about.
I'm pretty sure people can just make up stuff if they want to.
Exactly.
It was interesting about, like I said, was there something
anything,
about... what is the thing you said about shooting the coffin? That I've heard.
Yes, but like I said, this is literally an AI overview. When I try to go into it, it doesn't give me anything. So if anybody knows anything about this, please let us know. I'd be interested in knowing more about that. Because I couldn't find it previously.
I'm sure there's some. I'm going to go keep on looking on.
Sorry guys, I know we're Googling a lot. They don't say anything. It's that. Let's just say that they shot a coffin. Great. Okay, and? What else happened? We want to know. Okay.
There's a lot I want to know. But anyway, so people disappear at La Mussara. And something I do see, just one thing is a lot of people just speak about this guy with his mushroom picking. But there's not really a lot of people that went missing.
Like I say, this specific one is known everywhere because I did a mass search
Well,
for
that's
him.
one guy.
That's what I'm saying. So locals still talk about, so you have to go there to speak to the locals. They talk about or that's what they say, they talk about other disappearances and whispers of other disappearances, but you have to talk to the locals. It's not in the media like with, I think his name was Enrique. What was his name? Martin Enrique, what?
Ortiz.
Enrique Martinez Ortiz. Okay, anyway. So perhaps the fog is nothing more than fog. Or perhaps it's a curtain to another realm. Could that distant ghostly bell ring be just the wind, even though there's no bell? Or a warning that if you dare step into the fog, you might not return the same, or at all.
If this episode chilled your soul or sparked your imagination, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with fellow folklore lovers.
Until next time, be curious and maybe don't chase fog through abandoned mountain villages alone. Bye!
Bye.